Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and today we're going to talk about the 3 mistakes you're likely to make as a first-time entrepreneur. I'm talking from my personal experience. My husband and I, we've been building our business for the last 2.5 years while working full-time. So we made all kinds of mistakes just because we didn't have enough time to do our due diligence. So hopefully this video helps you not to repeat our mistakes. Mistake number 1 is not filing for your trademark straight away, especially in the very early stages of the business when you're coming up with a name, with a concept. You have a lot of attachment and emotions. So in that particular state, you may come up with a name that you love and that really aligns with your vision, with your business, with your personality, and with your target audience. So that attachment to the name may lead you not to check whether that name is fully available. And a quick search on the internet, while it can be helpful, it won't inform you about the full availability of the name. I'm going to give you an example about goods and services. So if you're selling goods and services on Amazon, you have to have a trademark registered, otherwise you cannot sell. So in order to file for a trademark, you need to file an application with United States Patent Office. And it takes about 8 to 12 months to process. Basically, for the 8 to 12 months, you don't know if your application is approved. By the way, historically, chance of approval in the US is about 50%. So 50% of the applications get rejected, right? So let's imagine you've been selling your goods for the whole year, and then you're receiving the news that your application was not approved because there is a similar company in a similar space with a similar name who have filed for a trademark beforehand. So during the time you've been building your business, some brand awareness, right? So now pretty much you can't sell on Amazon, you can't have your trademark registered, which guarantees that brand awareness that consumers gonna have for your brand, right? So you will probably need to rename your brand, you will probably need to do complete rebranding, right? Because the name is associated with designs. To avoid this, you can do a thorough check by involving lawyers. What trademark lawyers do, they do a comprehensive check. So they do not just search the internet and USPTO database, which is not that great, even though you can go in and kind of search for similar names that's been registered before, but that's definitely not comprehensive. So in this case scenario, it's so much better to involve professionals ahead of time, ask them to do a comprehensive search to make sure the likelihood of approval is very high. And you can never be guaranteed like 100% chance of approval just because of how the system works, but you can get at 90%. And that is gonna give you confidence that you're very likely to get your name approved. When you get results in a 1 year time and you've been building your business and your brand, you've been selling your products and services, then you're gonna have your name reserved with your business, and then you don't have to make any changes. We made this mistake. We had our business name, it was called Wild Dog, and we've been selling goods for about 1.5 years before filing the trademark, and it looked like the brand name was available because we couldn't find any other brands in the same industry having a similar name. But actually, when we got our rejection, there was another company with the similar name who filed just 1 week before us. So we were just a little bit late for our name, and then the trademark was refused. So now we have to spend money on a new name. We have to spend money on complete rebranding, and then we'll have to rebrand our social media, all of our sales channels, and so on. And that's just a lot of extra work and a lot of extra money. Don't make our mistake and just file for a trademark ahead of time to guarantee this peace of mind and the high likelihood of your name being approved. It's really important. Let's jump to mistake number 2. And mistake number 2 is working with friends. I feel like it's like common knowledge in society right now. Everyone's like, don't build the business with friends. It's not a good idea. It's not that easy, especially as a first-time entrepreneur, to find the right resources for your work. Us in our business, we were not really aware how to work with freelancers, how to pick the right freelancers for the job. So we had a couple of friends and acquaintances who were in the industries we were looking for. So we were hiring those people just because they were accessible. Working with friends can be an issue for several reasons. First of all is that they don't know you in the role of entrepreneur. They may know you in a completely different role. They may know you as an irresponsible party person or someone else, right? But they probably don't know you as a business owner and all the responsibility and structures that comes into it. And also in terms of the role, you're pretty much entering in the relationship of a manager and an employee, which can be very challenging with friends as well, because basically you are giving that person directions, putting the timelines in place and expectations for that person's work. So the person can get resistant in some sense for your feedback, because again, they don't see you in that official role of a manager, they don't see you in that official role of a person who hires them, they still see you as your friends. There could be all types of issues related to these roles which are not aligned. We made this mistake as well. We worked with a friend of a friend who I knew personally, who is a great person and a good designer as well. But what we didn't align on is again the expectations and the strictness that I have as a business owner and the clarity and the vision I have as an entrepreneur. It was not really comprehensible to the person who couldn't take all the accountability I asked for. And I cannot really blame that person as well, because that person knows me again in a completely different role. So when she was entering into this relationship, she didn't expect to see me from this side, because she didn't know that this side existed. On the flip side, there could be another issue as well. Knowing that those people are your friends, you may be reluctant to provide strict feedback, and maybe reluctant to ask for performance and ask for the timelines to be followed. You may value this relationship so much that you may be scared to again step into this role of a manager and feel reluctant to voice your opinions and voice your expectations from this relationship. To avoid that, just keep your friends being your friends, let them know the role of you with whom they just enjoy to hang out, enjoy the great time, right? And work with freelancers. Now we know there's so many amazing talented freelancers, and then you wouldn't have this role issue. They will always view you as an employer, and I feel like this is the best relationship to have when building a business, just because the quality of the work that's delivered for your company is not going to be lacking, and that's really important, especially at the first stages of business development. Mistake number 3, and I think this is the most important mistake, is trying to do everything yourself. As a first-time business owner and formerly an individual contributor in a large corporation, I got used to doing everything myself and not delegating enough to other people. So when we started a business with my husband, we did everything ourselves, from branding to marketing to chemistry recipe to sales to website development, to pretty much everything. And I myself, I'm a generalist. I am specialized in data analytics and strategy, but I can do a wide range of things. But the issue when you are a generalist, you can do most of the things very intermediately. You can never do things amazingly. That was the issue with our business. We launched a product to the market, and the first branding that I did was really bad. It didn't stand out on the shelves at all. The second branding performed a little bit better, but it was still not what we were looking for. It didn't cause the emotions in our clients that we were looking to cause. There was a huge gap in that branding between where we were and where we really wanted to be. After quite some time, we realized we need to involve people to kind of improve things, and things started to turn completely. Now we have a branding specialist who is developing an amazing brand for us from scratch, really focusing on our target audience and the emotions and value that we want to provide to our customers. We have an amazing PhD chemist who is specialized in formulating amazing clean recipes. I myself wouldn't be able to formulate such a recipe just because I don't have such an experience. If you try to do everything yourself, yes, in the beginning you may save some money, but you definitely won't save time, because if you try to do everything yourself, it's a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of studying, a lot of doing, and no matter how much you do, the result is still going to be mediocre. I wish we involved the specialist from the very start, because basically we've been running with the branding, with the recipes that we've created for a year and a half, just to realize that they were not good enough. So now we are pretty much starting from scratch with everything, having kind of wasted all the time and money in the process. Yes, we gained invaluable experience, but we still so much more behind than we would be if we involved all the specialists from the start. My recommendation to you, you will need to involve people earlier or later in the process, but if you involve these people earlier, then you will save money later on and you will have so much more runtime with an amazing product, and you wouldn't have to restart things, to redo things, and restarting and redoing is very time consuming and you just don't want to do it. These were the 3 main mistakes you're likely to make in the business as a first-time entrepreneur. My name is Lisa, and in this channel I talk about personal development, business ownership, and spirituality. Subscribe, and I will see you soon.